Good evening. It has been almost 4 years since we won the last general election. 4 years in which you have seen us work every hour available to deliver on our commitments to you. My life has changed dramatically in that time. You elected me as your Chief Minister, entrusting me with the leadership of our small nation. And my wife and I have been blessed with 2 beautiful sons in that time as well. And so I care not just about the Gibraltar of today, but also about their Gibraltar for tomorrow. I care about our economic success and stability today, and also about our community's prosperity in the future. And I care about the opportunities available to the young people of today and the young people of tomorrow. You have seen how we have delivered on our commitments and how we have also been working day by day to lay the strongest foundations for the future of our nation and for the next generations of Gibraltarians. Just today, work has already started on building the essential new power station at North Mole. And an agreement has already been reached with Shell for a new, safe LNG fuel facility in that area also. The safety reports from the top experts in the world show that there is zero risk to the residential areas, even from a catastrophic failure in that small and safe facility. It will provide clean and safe fuel for the power station and for bunkering. Our opponents say that the great things we have done cost too much. Remember that when we won, I had to stop all ongoing GSD government projects. The GSD had left us with only 2 million at the end of their last financial year in office in usable cash reserve. So, how have we been able to afford to do all the projects that we have completed for you? Well, consider this example. In the 4 years from 2007 to 2011, the GSD spent a total of 580 million on capital projects from the Improvement and Development Fund and from company borrowing. In that time, they had collected £1.3 billion in recurrent income. In the 4 years since you elected me, we have spent a total of £520 million on capital projects. Yes, that's right. We spent a total of £60 million less on capital projects than the GSD in the 4-year period. And what's more, in that time, we have collected £2.17 billion in recurrent income. So we have collected £800 million more than the GSD in income, and yet we have spent £60 million less. That's why even Mr. Caruana admitted in Parliament that borrowing today is lower than it would have been under the GSD.
Let's be clear. I think the levels of net public debt remain, even increased as they have been, well within the levels that are prudent in macroeconomic terms by any European standards. So I'm not saying any of this to criticize the level of public debt. They are at the level, or perhaps lower for all I know, than they would have been had we been in office. So it no difficulty, frankly, and ought to be no difficulty, and is no difficulty from the opposition benches to note with pleasure and satisfaction that despite the threats and challenges that it has faced, the economy of Gibraltar continues to prosper and the government finances continue to hold well.
And more importantly, we have targeted our spending better. We have spent on things that are better investments for you and your family. Look at this example. The GSD spent almost 100 million of your money on just 3 projects: the airport, the Theatre Royal demolition, and the public toilets. Instead, we spent the same amount of money to deliver to you 10 great projects: Commonwealth Park, the Gibraltar International Bank, the University of Gibraltar, the 2 new St. Bernard schools, the new chemotherapy suite at the hospital and a new CT scanner, the 700 berth marina, the Sandy Bay groins, the new 1,000 space coach and car park at Midtown, the Eastern Beach car park and the new Gassa bathing pavilion. And all for the price of the GSD's airport, the Theatre Royal demolition and the public toilets. Because we targeted our spending to the things that matter to Gibraltar families like yours and mine. That's why I believe we have delivered better value for money for you and your family. Because we in the GSLP Liberals think not just about today, but also about tomorrow. And that's why I want to thank all of you in the civil service, the GDC, the government companies, agencies and authorities who have worked with us in the past 4 years to make our commitments a reality. I also want to thank all of you in the private sector, who are the entrepreneurial engines of our economy, for all your work in the past 4 years. With you, we have achieved the economic growth that we should all be proud of and that our opponents said we could not achieve. So, as we start the process of choosing a new government, bear in mind the great progress of the past 4 years. Judge us on our record, on our effort, and of course, on our achievements. You know that you can trust us to do what we promise. I am confident that you will therefore want to return us to government again. And so tomorrow morning at 10 a.m, I will be advising the Governor to dissolve Parliament and call a general election for Thursday, the 26th of November. I will be offering my name to the Executive Committee of the GSLP to serve you again as your Chief Minister for another 4 years, should you so wish. I trust I will be able to count with your support in that election. The choice will be yours. You will have to make the decision. I have no doubt that you will make the right choice. I want to thank you for the privilege of having allowed me to lead Gibraltar these brilliantly successful 4 years. And thank you for listening tonight. Good night.